Good evening. Tonight I've come down to Grays Wharf with Jamie. We're going to try and fish for some soles. It's just gone midnight tonight. It's about 12:30 actually now. The tide's probably about 20 yards off the wall still. High tides, I think it was 4:30 in the morning, so yeah, hopefully we can target some soles. There's been a lot of bass coming out, so they're going to be probably majority of our fish will be bass, I reckon. Might get the ideal, but ideally it's the sole that we're after. So I'll just quickly show you the rig I'm going to be using tonight. So you've probably seen this one before. I've got a 3 hook boom rig, 5 ounce weight. I've got these weighted booms with 15-pound line and a size 4 mustard hook on them. These are the hooks that I was talking about last week that I've been really liking using since I've been doing the match fishing. They're worm hooks, so they're really small, short shank, easy to turn in the fish's mouth. And then on the very top, you can see I've got a little ball weight there, and that's just to keep it all pinned down nice on the bottom. So I know that all my hooks are going to be laying flat on the deck, sole like the bait, flat on the floor and stationary. They don't like chasing and moving bait like the plaice do, or the flounders and dabs. But what I'll do now is I'm going to get all my rods set up, and I'll get back to you when I'm baiting up and I've got a rod in the water. Right, the water's 10 yards from the wall now, so I'm just going to chuck my first rod out. I've got just baited up with lugworm, so I'll spin you around, see me chuck it out. Directly where I'm on the end of the wharf, there is like a rock bank out there, a shingle bank. So I'm going to chuck one out on the edge of it, and I'm going to chuck one out like sort of in between where the gullies are in between it, where there's a bit more water. Just turn you around. One thing I do like about fishing is you haven't got to cast out too far. The sole can be right at your feet, because the actual sea walls probably about 40 yards behind us. We're out on a little point of land where you've got a lot more depth. So yeah, like 40 yards out you are in deep water. You get the bass in right at the edge. The Dover sole, they're normally in quite close as well. Alright, here we go, first blood to Jamie. What you got, Jamie?
Lovely Prince of the Sea.
Look at that little pattern.
Oh, I'm sick of catching fish.
Do right for a slot. If you had a slider, slide it down for a bass. Well, that's it. Both rods out now. I've got water's still not at the bottom of the wall, but I've got them both out anyway. You do catch the fish here when there is no water. You'll catch bass here when there's like a foot of water in front of you. I've got a camera on my tripod, pointing at my rod tips as well with a line, so hopefully we can see if I do get any bites. Back there lasts about an hour or so on that anyway, but we'll see. And at the moment I've got ragworm on my left hand rod and lugworm on the other one. I'll spin you around just see how well you can see them rod tips from here. Right, let's check my first cast now after Jamie's had that little pat in. Did you have a bite? Well, nothing on them two casts, just a bit of plastic. Lugworm come back in stripped bare. The ragworm I still had a little bit left on. So I was just going to shorten my cast times now. I'm going to time 15 minutes and check it after 15 minutes now. Just had my first bite. rattle on the left hand rod, and that's got the ragworm on it, and that's the one with the weighted booms. I was going to keep my eye on that. Oh no, he's got me. No. It's only like the hooks though. There you go, first fish. He'll only like the hooks, I'll get him off easy, but he has made a right mess of my rig. See if I can get him off and untangle this rig. Well, Jamie has gone and got the target fish. Got a nice big sole. That's a nice one, Jamie, isn't it?
I've got to measure there. If you want to measure.
Let's get a picture of it.
Bad little fella.
Yeah, nice sole there. We'll get a measure of that one, just see how long it is. Well, that sole James just caught was 29 centimetres, so at least we know there. I'm just going to bait up my rig again, put the ragworm one back out, manage to untangle that. So just got my lugworm on the needle ready, so as soon as I reel it, I'll just bait up straight away. I ain't going to bother double patting tonight. It's got a lovely bite of that lugworm on the right hand rod. I missed it. Good bite. Good bite, no, I say now. Not real, I reckon.
That's good, thank you. Is it? Come on the last 10 minutes, isn't it?
Yeah, this is space. I'm party like you.
Don't tell me.
How on earth that pattern give that bite, I don't know. How on earth that little tiny patterns give that bite, I don't know. When you see the bite on that other camera, you'll think it's a bass or a big sole or something, or an eel. Not that tiny little thing. Wow, this one, Joe. Pulled it right out the mud. Nice heavy. Got a good fish, Joe. It's a big one. What a sole. Yeah. Just as I got up to check my bait, and I had a nice bite. I got a little tiny pattern. He's just lip hooked. So you go back, and I've got my target fish. Lovely little Dover sole. We'll get a measure of this one. I don't think it's quite as big as James. James was 29. I think this one might be a little bit smaller. It'll be the first time James ever caught a bigger fish than me, so we'll let him have that one.
Size and everything.
Was yours 28, wasn't it?
Nah, well,
28 and a half. James. 27. There you go. 27 centimetres. 1.5 centimetres shorter than Jamie's. I'd give a nice old bite that sole. I thought it was a bass. As I was bringing it in, I don't even see on the camera, there's a lot of weight on it, but I had quite a bit of weed. I could feel it all the way in, and then as the weight slid down the line, as it got in close, it felt like a bass staying deep. Yeah, well, I'm happy with the sole. I mean, that's what I came for. As you know, if you watch my last few videos, I've come down here, I didn't get the sole. I had a few flounders and bits, but you know, I was happy to get that sole. I was just got up to check that bait because I had the bite on the other one, and I'd left that rag out there for a little bit longer than I normally would have done. That's pinged right out. I hope so. That might have just come out in the tide. Oh well, I just thought I'd turn the camera on, and I'd actually turned it off, which had a nice bass. him. There you go. Little bass there. Let's get a quick measure of him. Yeah, he's 38 centimetres, that's a shame. Shame I didn't get that on camera because it gave a nice drop back bite. I chucked it out there a little bit further. Let's get this one back out as well. That was on lugworm, I think. Yeah, lugworm that was on. Let's get it back. Oh, that's a shame I didn't have that camera turned on then. I turned it off. But yeah, nice bass. That was just cast out a little bit further on lugworm. But the tide is really umping through now. It's just coming off a set of big tides. It's going to rebait me right hand rod now. It's got the ragworm on it, so I've just swapped the rods over. That tide is umping through, isn't it now? Another tiny little pattern. Another pattern now. That one, that's 3 pattern now, 1 eel, 1 bass. I want a Dover sole, so that 6 fish ain't done too bad. It started off a little bit slow, but I've managed to get through with a few fish now. Right, well, that one with a sole rig on it. I've just dropped it in that a little bit closer because the tide is just ripping through. So I know, like in the past, I've always found that the sole didn't like a lot of tide pull. They do prefer smaller tides. So I drop it a bit closer where the tide ain't humping through. See if that makes any difference. Oh, and my camera on my rod tips just run out of battery now, but I've caught all them bites. On that rod I just dropped in a little bit closer, literally minutes. I just noticed I had a little bite, so I was going to go and stand on that and have a look. Right, I still ain't reeled in that left hand rod yet. All the tip was doing was giving little vibrations, and I did have a nice little pull down, but nothing major. So I've just left it. If it is a sole, it'll just sit on it. But also, it's just started getting light. Just be honest, it's just come up 3:45 now, but you can already see the light behind us. Camera on, make sure the camera is on. on it. Okay, I think. Yeah. Another pain in the arse pouting. Right, it's just coming up 5 to 4 now. We've got just over half hour till high tide, but it's just getting light. It seems to have got a bit quiet. Hopefully get a bit of light there, it might pick up another like a decent bass when it gets a bit lighter. This is the light starts to break through. Right, I've got about 15 minutes now to high water. I just punched that right hand rod out a bit further. See if I can get to where the banks are. There's like big shingle banks out there. So I'll land it around that. The tide is like still ripping through. A lot of weed about now as well. But we've not had a fish now for probably 45 minutes. A lot of junk floating down the river now. Look, I don't know what it's at. It's like a big lump of wood. Big lump of wood out there, like a buoy thing. All this rubbish. Weed all alongside. So that don't just hit my line's just, you see they're going out. There's a fair old lump. So drop back on that one. Was that right? Let's get that one.
Ain't that log, is it?
No.
John, don't pull that log in. That boat's moving.
Oh, it's been a bit tired, drift, pull it out.
Hello, pull it back.
And they give them bites. Oh, there's a fish on it.
Look at that shit there.
Trying to pay, aren't they?
I wonder why they're so used to flavor. Yeah, you got to say that.
Bass.
Start letting you have the good spot. Good job you ain't chucking right, John. Look. Got mine from
There you go, another small bass. Only gave it a little bite, but that tide is pulling right around and I didn't want to get all stuck in all them rocks, them logs rather, until it's getting late. Can't even talk properly anymore.
Sorry, John, I always forget. You must get that right to say. One good fish inside bass.
Just had another little drop out on the right hand rod.
That comes in the bite. So you can keep the weed.
Yeah, look at that weed coming back along here now. Got a little pattern on it, I think.
No, it's alright, it's a jam. Hey, yeah. Thanks, Angel, really. Why so many, do you think?
Number 5 pattern. That tide's just turned now, all that weed's now coming back along in front of me. So I might just drop one right down the edge, probably about 10 yards out. Chuck the other one out a little bit further, just keep an eye on it, because that weed is a little way out and it will get caught. You can see my right hand rod just there. And I've literally cast it down there. I don't think you can see my line, there's my line. It's probably about 30 yards away from where I'm fishing. Straight down. Right, nothing for a little while now, it's just coming up 5 o'clock. I think, let's have a look. Well, it's just gone 5:15, so I'm going to reel in these rods now. I've got 6 worms left, that'll be my last cast, both rods, and then pack it out. So I had no bites or nothing for a good while now. I think I had that last little bass didn't I, a little while ago, but it has gone quiet since, well, for the last few hours, probably 3:30. Right, let's get these rods in, bait changed anyway. I don't know where it will make it happen. This is like a line of rubbish. See it? It's like, yeah, it goes all the way along. There's a load of weed and rubbish and debris floating in there. Right, there we go, it's the end of this session now. I think I ended up with 9 fish altogether. I had 5 pouting, 2 bass, 1 eel, 1 sole, so I did alright. Jamie, unfortunately, only had, would you have 4 fish, Jamie? 3 fish. 2 pouting and a sole. Poor old boy struggled. Right, catch you all again soon.